everybody, welcome to Tpull's Corner. This is Travis, and the name of this deck is Discard Return. There's 63 cards. There are 12 creatures only in it, and you go down, we got 25 lands. And the idea was basically to get some big creatures in here, get them in my graveyard, and bring them back. So, for example, I have one copy of Gravebreaker Lamia, and you can put her on the field for 4/4 lifelink. But in the meantime, you search your card, search your library for a card, throw it in the graveyard, and shuffle. So I want to take one of the bigger cards. You know, I don't want to save up and wait till 8 lands to summon Void Beckoner, right? So if I get Gravebreaker, I'm going to keep forgetting that R, aren't I? I'm going to throw Void Beckoner or maybe Yadaro, maybe Gloomsour into the graveyard. Then I bring them back. I've got a couple of different ways to bring them back. I've got a copy of Cauldron's Gift. I can just bring them straight to the battlefield with a 1/1 counter on it. Also got Rise Again that can bring them straight to the battlefield. And I got Underworld Sentinel, where when I attack with Underworld Sentinel, I get to exile a target card from my graveyard, and when Underworld Sentinel dies, any creature cards that were exiled with him come onto the battlefield. So there's 3 different ways to bring stuff back. And let's go through the rest of the deck just to kind of show you. I've also got Malakir Rebirth, so that when the creature dies, you return it to the battlefield right away. So that's one that I already get on the battlefield. Got a Shadow Sphere for lifelink. Got a Soul Guide Lantern in case they have a Crocs on me. I'll get rid of the Croxa. Easy Prey to take care of the small creatures that are bugging me. 1 copy Heartless Act. Some damage, Fire Prophecy, Scorching Dragonfire, Shredded Sails against artifacts or flyers. Then I got 2 Croxes. And those guys can escape on their own, or I can actually bring them back under Underworld Sentinel or something like that. I could actually use Rise Again on them and bring them straight to the graveyard. Just have them sacrifice themselves all over again and make my opponent discard a card. If you know, it works out. Got Thrill of Possibility, so what I might do is if I get a Void Beckoner early on, and I get either Thrill of Possibility or Tormenting Voice, I'll just discard it into the graveyard and draw 2 cards, especially if I only have 2 or 3 lands to start with. Memory Leak, just to see what my opponent's got and get rid of 1 other cards. Soul Shatter to make them sacrifice their biggest creature. Suffocating Fumes, like I usually do in my black decks to get rid of the 1/1 Scoot Swarms and stuff like that. Fateful End, so I can scry as well as damage. And this can do any target, so I can get Planeswalkers or my opponent with this. Kazuya's Fury, so in case they decide to get rid of my big creatures, maybe I've got enough mana to still make them do something before they go to the graveyard. Soul Seer to take care of anything indestructible. Spark Hunter Masticore, mostly to deal with Planeswalkers. Also, though, is an additional cost to cast a spell, you discard a card. So again, that may be a case where if I've got one of these big creatures in my hand, I won't mind throwing it away since I have ways to bring them back. Got Dark Bargain, dig through my deck. Here again, you put 2 into your hand and the other card into your graveyard, so I'm looking to throw away a big creature there. 1 Extinction Event, my usual half a board wipe. Drag to the Underworld to destroy a creature. Portent of Betrayal to take one of their creatures and just attack them with it. Storm's Wrath to take care of anybody 4 or less. Myriad Construct, this one is quickly becoming one of my favorite cards. It's almost like a utility player. I want to start sticking in all of my decks. Traditionally it's just a 4/4, but if the opponent tries to do anything to it when it's already on the battlefield, you sacrifice it and create the number of colorless tokens. So also if they have non-basic lands and you have the extra 3 mana, I usually don't, but say they have a Faceless Haven on the board and you spend an extra 3 to kick it, it comes in with an extra +1 counter on it, so it'll be 5/5. And then if they try and do something, you'll have 5 tokens instead of 4. So this works even when like the blue tries to unsummon it. It just breaks apart into 4 pieces. With the Cauldron's Gift and the Gravebreaker Lamia and the Rise Again, those are the resurrection spells. And I wanted to put more in, but when I was playtesting, I would end up with, like, say if I started with 4 copies of Cauldron's Gift, I'd end up with way too many copies of it and not enough means to use it, and I just die with useless Cauldron's Gift in my hand. Now it's possible to design a deck where you have 4 Cauldron's Gift and it works well. It just wasn't working right in the right mix for me the way I wanted it to in this deck. 1 more creature removal with Festive Funeral, where it takes away their counters. Let's see, Finishing Blow for target creatures or Planeswalkers. Covered Lamia, Covered Rise Again. Clockbridge Troll. Clockbridge Troll has Trample and Haste. And at the beginning, we give them 3 0 white goat creature tokens, and they get to choose to tap us or not. If they sacrifice one of these 0/1 goats that we gave them, then Troll gets tapped. We get 3 life and draw a card from that. Otherwise, they're looking at an 8/8 attacker. Underworld Sentinel we went over. We have Dreamscape or Shaman. At the beginning of your end step, you can pay 3 mana and sacrifice a non-land permanent. So this is another reason why I have cheap artifacts like Shadow Sphere and Soul Guide Lantern, in case I want to use them for this purpose. And what happens is you reel cards at the top of your library and to get to another non-land permanent card, you get to put that on the battlefield. So if I know that I don't have any of these big creatures out yet, maybe if I get Dreamscape or Shaman down at the end of my turn, I'll sacrifice something really cheap at the risk of trying to get one of the big guys to come on out. Go straight to the battlefield. The Demon of Loathing, Flying and Trample, and if you hit the player, that player sacrifices a creature, so he's always dangerous when you bring him out. The Gloomsour is 8/6. Whenever he gets blocked by a creature, the controller loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. Yadaro, you can actually, I don't usually play him because I'm trying to cycle him. And when you cycle him, you put it into your library. And if you do it 4 times, then you get to put him on the battlefield instead of the graveyard. So that's kind of fun. And finally, Void Beckoner. You can actually cycle him and put Death Touch on a creature you've already got. So there's another way that if you don't have enough to cast him, but you think you got a resurrection spell coming up, you could just cycle him, throw him into the graveyard, give another creature Death Touch, and then bring him back. But otherwise, he's an 8/8 creature with Death Touch himself. And the rest is lands. And we're going to take this deck out for a spin and see how it works. And in the meantime, if you're liking these videos that we're putting out, go ahead and hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe, so you can always just click on us over in the subscription area and come check out all our content. We put out a lot in the last 2 months, and if you haven't caught up on all of it, go check it out. Here we go. I'm fighting against beef. There was an old commercial that always said, "Where's the beef?" I found it. I need land right now more than anything, so it's not an expensive spell, but I already have expensive spells. All of these are too expensive right now. Why couldn't you be flying already? It's okay. 2 or less? Yeah, we can't really afford a bunch of second spell tokens running around. Well, we could if I could be sure I'd get my land in time. A single 1/1 creature. For now, I'll allow it. He has room to grow. Like with that guy could help him grow. Okay, so we'll take a second one of those, and that way I can just do this. Get rid of 2 birds with 1 stone. Oh, and you could grow to be a pain. So, you must also go. Man, you just never run out of stuff, do you? Take the hint, will you? More land? Yeah, we need more land. You just don't quit, do they? Alright, well I have enough to play my own creature finally. What are you thinking of doing? What are you thinking? There's 5 creatures already. You're on number 6. At least let me get 1 down. Here, I'll give you more creatures. See? Gave you more life and everything. Is this their first time experiencing Clackbridge Troll? Maybe. Most people would tap right then. Unless they had a way to deal with it already. Maybe he thinks he can steamroll me? There we go. I wonder if Kazul's Fury works as an instant. I haven't tried that before. You discard your card. Okay, and then I target you, sacrifice you, auto pay. Oh, come on. Oops. Alright, let's try it again. Target you, submit, auto pay, you sacrifice, submit. Resolve. He's got something that holds priority. Ouch, it's gotta hurt. Alright, so Kazul's Fury works with Kroxa. Good to know. Pacify. It's disgusting. Okay, let's see. What do we want to do? Let's start with ground blockers. He's got to activate it in order to get a token. He's not willing to activate it. Interesting. Then we'll just destroy you now. He could activate it. No, he couldn't. It doesn't do any good to activate it. You don't get the token unless you attack. So that didn't do much good. No attacks. All I've got in there is Kroxa, right? I'm going to bring Kroxa along for the ride with Underworld Sentinel. You want to take it or you want to kill him? You just want to block. Okay, fine. I like my lineup now. Looks pretty cool. He did not like my lineup. Sweet. Okay, this is going to be awkward. I kind of do need red to take care of my removal spells, and the other stuff I don't have enough to power yet. As long as he's slow, we're okay to wait. So I didn't really want to throw anything away yet out of this. But I might not have a choice before too much longer. What'd you throw away? You threw away a land and a heartless act. Okay. There we go. Alright, you're tapped out, right? Good. We're okay, I think. We don't need to worry about any of that stuff. If we didn't have removal, we'd be in trouble now. Interesting choice. Let's see, what do we want to do? I only have one card there. So give him an opponent and see if he has other removal. One card. Use the treasure. Good job. Alright. Guess we'll get rid of you now. I do need a second red. And let's just get rid of the artifact. Oh, I can't. Oh, you're an enchantment, aren't you? Do I cycle that or not? Maybe I'll just throw it away with to get Spark Hunter down. I'm so used to thinking of something like this as an artifact. What's the rest of you got? The rest of what you got is removal, right? I'm guessing. Let's hope. Go ahead and discard you. And having 8 mana allows me to use this card on a turn and have 3 so that Masticore is indestructible. If he wants to get rid of him, he'll have to have an exile card on hand. And I don't think he's got it. Alright, we could use an extra life. We'll take you. We don't need more land right this second. And take some of your own medicine. There. Take that. Another one. That's going to be game. He's got menace. Couldn't stop it. Didn't have enough removal. Not sure if I should feel bad about that last match or not. I've got about 13 or 14 cards of removal in the deck, and didn't go too far over the limit, so sometimes you just don't get them dealt right. And for this, I'm going to have to give up Kazul's Fury this time around. We have a reactionary deck. Let's start this now. And we'll throw our biggest one in there, I guess. Or not the biggest one, because we can cycle him. So let's throw... Where are you? There you are. Demon of Loathing or Gloom Sour? We'll throw Demon of Loathing away. Expected that. It's okay, because we're just setting up. You are probably a reactionary deck, which means you might have more removal. Because you've been keeping your mana dry the whole time. Yep. Probably should use Malakir Rebirth on him. He's still got something that holds priority, so that could be yet another removal. Are you a pure removal deck? Surely you've got something else in there. If not, this might work to my advantage. This will give me time to go get more of my creatures, for starters. Yeah, it's starting to look like a passive deck, doesn't it? And I'm getting all my removal spells early. So fine. Straight to the face then. Don't need more land right now. He's content to wait until I get a creature. Well, I guess we'll cycle this. Land. And more land. Such an exciting game. My opponent plays no cards, I play lands. Okay, what do we got left here? 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so let's cycle this puppy. Aha! Kroxa. Baleful Mastery. That's an exile card. So let's do this. I'm not going to let you exile. I'm going to kill my own creature. Your exile card fizzles, you still have to remove a card. I still have mine in the graveyard. That's good enough for now. I wonder, do you have 4 of these? Yeah, I figured you had one of those. As soon as I saw 2 of these, that's usually when they have Dogged Pursuit in their hands, too. That puts me on a clock. And more land. Oh my goodness. Alright. 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 5. Okay. Ten lands. Destroy the creature. Here, let's do this. We'll bring him back. I do have to sacrifice him again, but oh well. Get rid of one more card. There we go. Another instant removal. Sort of don't want to use him again. I got 3 other cards I could resurrect from there. Oh, am I just going to flood out for the entire game? It would be nice if Magic would have, like, an early warning system to just, like, alert you of that. Like, if 5 of your 6 cards are going to be lands, you know, like, just, like, give us a little glowing symbol somewhere so we know. Okay, he decided he has enough lands. Okay. It does no good to cycle him now, does it? We might as well just bring him out. got trample, so it does no good to block him. If he doesn't have a way to remove him, I've got a chance to win with just him. Never mind. So this is basically a pure removal deck. And he's back up to 20. And what do we got? Bake into Pies, Murders, Baleful Mastery, Poison the Cup. He could have any one of them still in his hand. And look at that! Yet another land. Alright, fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Kill him again, to be expected. You still have to discard a card. Okay. He might just have enough to take care of me. I did only have 12 creatures. And I've used a lot of them up. But now we have cards like this. He's got another murder handy. Easy come, easy go. So 3 of the murders he's got. Don't have much time left. Are you kidding me? 7, 8, 9, 10 left at 13. Didn't I already get rid of... Yeah, 2 fabled passages, so that's 15. Destroy target creature as well. I can get rid of all of the bugs, all the goats. It gives me, what, one more turn? And it gives me a land. I would say good game, but that wasn't a good game. All it did was just flood me out. Against enchantments, yeah, I'm going to lose every time if you just give me nothing but land. Sometimes, Magic. Sometimes. Okay, let's see. I've got 2 Blightstep pathways. That's all that I have. Okay, I'm not liking the fact that I am flooding out so much. So let's go ahead and do this. We'll go ahead. We'll add in one more Cauldron's Gift. And we'll go ahead and take out one of our lands. Let's see, swamp or mountain. 56 for the swamps, 56%. So, okay, so I'm going to take out one mountain. And we'll be back to 24 lands. And let's see how that works. I think I would actually rather have land problems than to flood out. But this is already getting me into an area that I was getting into when I was playtesting the deck when I first created it. I've got 2 resurrection spells already and no creatures. And it's fun that I took out a mountain and yet I got mostly mountains. Yeah, boy. This is going to be a fun deck. I wonder how many artifacts he has in here. Not bad. This is the first time I've actually gone against the Black Staff of Waterdeep. What else do you have in your hand? Pix, Fly, and Cloister. We'll get rid of Cloister. I'm glad you use that now, friend, because it means you can't use it on somebody later. Although I didn't want you to do that, because I needed you to have 4 toughness only. So we might be having a problem here. Unless I have another kind of removal coming up. And I have land. Didn't I talk about how I just took out a land because I didn't want to be flooded out with lands? Okay, so let's go ahead and go get a regular swamp. That does me no good right now. So at least get rid of 1 more point of damage. But I really need one of my 13 or 14 other cards of removal besides this one. Okay, we've got a problem. I could use Soul Shatter on him, maybe. But this is the one with the higher mana value, so I've got to do that, and then I don't have enough for the other. And they got enough to return that one, right? They get enough to return that one if I can Soul Shatter it. I don't even have enough to bring Croxa back regularly. Okay, so not enough land. Nothing left for me to do. Blackstaff beats me. I've got to be honest. The mix of cards might be wrong for my deck. It's not holding up too well against the current meta. I'm not lasting long enough to cast the 7-card spells, or I'm flooding out and getting killed. Seems to be a hot and cold issue, either or. But we have an interesting hand because this is when I have the big creatures and Tormenting Voice. This now. take the removal. And we lose the land. You don't normally see him. Sunlit Hoplite. Well, let's see what else is going to be coming down the pike. What's about the Undaunted Hero? Alright, well, let's get rid of you. Really? You don't have Elspeth, but you have the card. Okay, we're just getting rid of you then. Weird. I'm not sure why you would do that. What else do you have in your hand? Let's take a look. Get rid of something. And you know what? Let's do full control too, because I got a Malakir Rebirth, so we're going to make you get rid of 2 cards. If it's going to take you this long to decide on the first card, I shudder to think how long it'll take you to decide when I do this to you again. Daybreak Chimera. Okay. Well, do it again. All over again. This is an unusual deck. I haven't seen these cards in a while. Two Daybreak Chimeras. So do we have a devotion deck? I do have enough to bring back Croxa. Alright. 2, 3, 4. Yeah. 2, 3, fair, fat. Do you have 3 of them? They must really love their cards. Indomitable Will. It took you that long to figure out to get rid of that card? Oh. That's an exile card too, so it can't bring them back. Come on, get out there. Well, how about that? The deck worked. Really, I just brought back Croxa. I hadn't quite gotten to bringing back the Demon of Loathing next. If he took out Gloomsour, that was when Underworld Sentinel was going to come down, and then I'd put both Gloomsour and Demon of Loathing under him. So that was the concept anyway. I didn't even hit you across the face yet. I mean, you could have waited a little bit and let me try it out. Oh well. Fast deck. This usually means we die fast. I've mostly got big creatures, so I need more time to set up. I want to remove threats, even though land can be a threat. Get rid of you now. Interesting. I don't really want to get rid of any removal cards. Green tends to be heavy on the creatures, so I'm going to need everything. He chooses land. Okay. Owlbear. You're all tapped out for that. So, no worries about Snakeskin Veil here. Another one. Okay. No worries about Snakeskin Veil here. Oh wait, mana value 2 or less. Never mind. Storm's Wrath it is. I gotta use that for the small ones. Are you that confident that this was your only small creature? You gotta have more than that. Oh, that's bad. I wanted my Croxa. The graveyard is actually a very important part of my battle plan here. So Froghemoth is probably the single biggest threat to that. He's waiting for another landfall creature. Come on. It's my turn. I let you have your turn. Thank you. Well, Gravebreaker Lamia is not a common card to see used, so maybe they're reading it for the first time. Where's all my big creatures at? Are you hiding back here? She's already got lifelink. This will give her 1/1. Not using Cauldron's Gift yet. I want to see what they're planning. Really? I can finally use that card. Sweet. Yeah, let's see what else we got coming up. I do need 7 lands total. Oh good, my other Crocs. Perfect. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Back up to full health, and they're at half. The game's not won, but I am feeling a little comfortable right now. Double the creature's power. You gave up that. So the question is, do you have something else to protect against Lamia? We're gonna risk it. Or does it just turn into a chump blocker? So what are you hiding in your hand? And where are all your removal spells? Shouldn't you at least have a Blizzard Brawl or something? Can make that a 5/3. Okay. What else can we get besides land? And more land. Fun. I guess let's keep up the pressure. You should pump him up, right? You can during your turn, right? During my turn. Ah. +5 and gains trample. But you didn't do the other thing. Okay. Yeah? I guess it wouldn't have made much difference. So now you're top decking. And you can double his power. 1, 2... And you can double it twice to make him 8. So that's double power and toughness, right? And I can bring Gloomsour back. Did not block. You could have doubled your power and toughness. You could have done that anytime you wanted. Oh no, because those come in taps, so he held it too long. He didn't have enough ability to do it. He would have had to do that the turn before. Did he forget like I did for a second? So if I do this, we force you to activate now and use up all your mana. Resolve that. 4/4 still dies. Still dies. Okay. So now I attack. And I get to bring back Lamia 2 now. And you have to block, so they both die. And I get to throw another creature into the graveyard. Where is Demon of Loathing? In the meantime, I can go do this now. Take you, take you. That's good, but not enough. So usually... Nope, not artifact. I don't want to destroy an artifact. I'm going to do 4 damage. And bring back Underworld Sentinel. And that's how the deck works. We'll leave it there. That's a good demonstration of how it works when it actually is functional. Alright, if you guys like this video, go ahead and click like. If you didn't like it, leave a comment and let me know how I can improve. In the meantime, we hope you'll hit subscribe and come on back, because there's always going to be another new deck right around the corner at Tpull's Corner. Have a good one.